My mother, Hazel Louise Reed Dunn, was born on March 25, 1898 in Bangor, Maine, a city once known as the lumber capital of the world. She came into this world at 253 Morse Court, a humble home in a bustling working-class neighborhood near the Penobscot River. This was a time when Bangor was thriving, exporting timber to the world, and standing as one of the wealthiest cities per capita in the country. Hazel grew up as the fifth of six children in a large, hard-working family. Her father, George Sewell Reed, worked long hours in the lumber yards, while her mother, Lily Gertrude Ellis, kept the home running. By 1910, the family had moved to Howard Street, another modest neighborhood in Bangor. Life was not easy, and the family faced financial hardships as the lumber industry began to decline. Hazel would have been just a teenager when the Great Fire of 1911 devastated downtown Bangor, destroying over 300 homes and businesses. Though her neighborhood was spared, the fire deeply affected the city and the lives of its residents. I imagine my mother must have seen the resilience of her community during that time, a resilience she carried with her throughout her life. As a young woman, Hazel took a job as a chambermaid at Eastern Maine General Hospital. It was common for single women to live at the hospital, and the 1920 census shows that she did just that. She worked there during the Spanish flu pandemic, one of the deadliest pandemics in history. The virus swept through Bangor, overwhelming hospitals and claiming countless lives. My mother was on the front lines, cleaning patient rooms, sterilizing linens, and supporting nurses in their care for the sick. It was dangerous work, and every day she risked her own health to help others. Even then, there were people who resisted wearing masks or following public health measures, issues that resonate with us today. But my mother pressed on, embodying courage and dedication in the face of a crisis. In 1920, my mother married my father, William Franklin Dunn Sr., a hard-working man with a complicated past. My father had recently been court-martialed and discharged from the Navy following World War I. Despite his troubles, my mother saw something in him worth believing in. They started their life together in Bangor, renting a small home for just $15 a month, what would be around $275 today. My father worked as a brakeman for the Bangor and Aroostook Railroad, while my mother focused on raising a family. Her life was modest but filled with love and hope for the future. Between 1921 and 1928, my mother gave birth to 4 children, my brothers Errol and Theodore, my sister Ruth, and me, William Jr. She poured her heart into raising us, creating a stable and loving home despite the challenges around her. During this time, Prohibition swept across the country, and Bangor became a hub for smuggling. Illegal alcohol flowed through the Penobscot River, and the city's once thriving saloons became underground speakeasies. Life in Bangor was changing, but my mother remained steadfast in her dedication to her family. The Great Depression brought even greater challenges. Bangor's economy, heavily reliant on lumber and shipping, suffered as demand plummeted. Unemployment soared, and families like ours faced significant financial strain. To help make ends meet, my mother worked as a waitress, earning around $20 to $25 a month, equivalent to about $400 or $500 today. Despite these hardships, she kept our family together, showing resilience and strength in the face of adversity. In 1933, my mother fell ill and passed away at the age of 35 after a 5-month struggle. Her funeral was held at my grandparents' home on Howard Street, and she was laid to rest at Mount Hope Cemetery. Her obituary described her as well-loved and highly respected by all who knew her. Those words, written by her friends and neighbors, capture the essence of who she was, a woman of quiet strength, selflessness, and unwavering love for her family. Her death left a hole in our family that was never fully healed. My siblings and I were eventually placed in foster care and later adopted by the Blanchard family. But the lessons my mother taught us, the values of resilience, compassion, and determination, have stayed with us. My mother's life was short, but her legacy lives on. Through her sacrifices, her love, and her unyielding strength, she gave us a foundation that endured for the rest of my life.